All right, let's go. 1 second, everyone. All right, we're in here. We're in here, my friends. Welcome back to another Japan Book Hunter live drop, my friends. We'll give it a couple minutes here for a couple other people to get inside the chat and to get on here, but can everyone see us okay? Everything going okay on that end? Can you hear me? Can you see me? All good? Thumbs up? We're all good on this side. I have been scouring the streets all across Tokyo looking for the spookiest, the most horrifying manga magazines, VHSs, horror movie stuff, a little bit of everything for this drop. Yo, what's up, man? How's it going? I finally got a monitor with the chat going on in front of me so I can actually see what you guys are saying without having to ask Brandon over here. Thank you. Looking sharp. I always try. I try my best at this old age. Got a lot of stuff here. We always label everything A to Z, and then I think I got A2 to AX. So we have a lot of books here, mostly manga magazines, but I tried to mix in a nice variety of everything so that we can, kind of have some fun with this. And here, let's hang tight just for one more second. I've been going to pop-up events. There was an WEDS pop-up event recently. I met Maeda Toshio recently, well, a few months back. Got some stuff signed by him, got some rad manga magazines, got some rad manga that I cherry-picked off the shelf as well. So it should be fun. I tried to do a nice mix of stuff that's reasonably priced, and then a few things that, of course, are a bit expensive. And rare. That is key. Tons of Halloween magazines that we're gonna get to, and a few other little gems in here. Everything is horror related. Of course, we just finished the Obon holidays here in Japan. Some people are still celebrating because the Obon fluctuates depending on which region you're from. And during the Obon holiday, of course, you do the Bon Odori dances to scare away the ghosts, and your dead ancestors come to visit you. So unlike Halloween in the West, August in Japan is all about the spooky stuff. All right, well, I'm gonna put a couple things away and let's get into it, my friends. So I did go to the WEDS pop-up event at Gallery of Hakuba in Nakano Broadway, bought a whole bunch of stuff. That's all up on japanbookhunter.com. And remember, in the live, if you want to claim something, for example, this drifting classroom embroidered temple stamp book, it's like an accordion. The paper's like accordion and you put stamps in it from temples. If you want something like this, then you just say claimed A in the chat, and Brandon over here is going to make a note. And remember, if it's your first time joining one of these lives, be sure to email us at info@japanbookhunter.com or DM me on Instagram so that we can get your details. Shipping address, PayPal, email, all that kind of stuff. PayPal is the way, my friends. DHL is the way we ship. So let's get into it. Yeah, this is an embroidered stamp book. WEDS Drifting Classroom, A for 40. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I think that the event is still going on. I got a bunch of large t-shirts. I'm gonna go back over there and try to find some extra large because some people were requesting them. Next, so my VCR behind me here, my VTR, my VCR, my whole combo, my CTR setup, fucking broke. It's dust. It's not playing at all. So I always test all my VHSs before I sell them. This one is Demon Beast Invasion, signed by Maeda Toshio. He signed this when I went out to coffee with him a few months ago with him and his wife down in Hachioji, West Tokyo. And it should play because I checked it once, but I cannot check it again. But if there's something wrong, I'll always hook you guys up. I also have Legend of the Overfiend 1 signed by him, but I was thinking about keeping that. This one's in better condition, 75 bucks for B. Remember, if you want something, just hit claimed B, claimed C, and so on. I got a few other VHSs here, like this is Echo Echo Azarak 2. Of course, Echo Echo Azarak was the famous manga series by Koga Shinichi. This is volume 1 with Misa, our witch. She is a wizard, she's a witch, and they made it into a whole bunch of live action series. This is a 1996 release, $20. And then this is a rare one out of my personal collection. Maybe I'll do this. Famicom, good to see you. Yeah, Famicom, good to see you too. Artist Frankie, I have a monster makeup magazine that I bet you would like, man. I bet you would like it. We'll get to it in a bit here though. This is a rare Umes Orochi VHS, but it's weird. It's not an anime, it's like a bunch of sliding stills. This is out of my personal collection, and I thought I would offer it up here for the drop. There's the man himself, Umes, R.I.P. He's rad, but I've only seen this once in the wild, and I bought it. That's D for 60. It's not up on the website yet, but anything that's not on the website, we'll have on the website right after the live. Brandon and I will sit down and make everything active. So if you miss something in here, or if you're watching this after the live, go to the website and you will find it, if it hasn't sold already. That's our VHSs and kind of like the notebook and stuff. Let's get into some horror manga, and don't worry, we'll get to the Halloween magazines. I know there's some people out there waiting for the Halloween magazines, but this really quick. So I wanted to just show some of my favorite horror manga. Of course, I'm a huge Hino Hideshi fan. This is Spirit Girl Mako, E for 24 bucks. And it's one of my favorite Hino Hideshi tankobons that's a little bit lesser known. Of course, the king of body horror. Frog attack, Gero Gero, giant frog attack. Skeletons walking around and stuff. That's E for 24. Hino Hideshi. Here's one that people don't know about. This is Yasuda Taku, and Yasuda Taku was a prominent horror manga artist that did some rad gore. That girl. Kind of like a cross between Hino Hideshi and Umes. Whoa, what's that? So I was just cherry picking stuff off the shelf that I really like. Look at that mummy dude. That's F for 20. Of course, you have to have some Inuki Kaneko in here because she is the queen of shoujo horror. Been doing it, one of the longest to do it. This is Hellmother, G for 18. Let me get in the chat for a second here, guys. Yeah, this drop was made for me. It was made for me too. A lot of you know this, but I started collecting manga really hard because I got into horror manga. Hino Hideshi, Inuki Kaneko, Koga Shinichi, all of these guys I collected really hard, and yeah, I really got into it. So this is a drop that I like to do. This is Eaten by Insects, an amazing bicycle. And this is another one that people forget about that's like cute, but also super gory, kind of like Morikanda, where you have some cute, or Yumeji Tanima. Yeah, look, she's got to eat the bugs. The classmates made her eat the bugs, and then she gets revenge. Disgusting, man. Maggots. H for 20. And like I said, Morikanda. This is Girls Alliance. I love this one because you can be in the girls club, but you can't be a boy, and you can't be a weak lady. Otherwise, you get turned into a chicken-headed freak. They turn one lady into a chicken. I can't really show it though because she has no clothes on because she's a chicken. Amazing Kandamori, but the gore is insane. This is the only Kanda that I have in stock right now, getting harder and harder to find them. I for 36. And I'll be going to the Labyrinth 2 exhibition here soon, where my friend Kojima Miyako is exhibiting Suehiro Maruo. Who else is going to be there? Kago will be there, and Toru Yamazaki will be there. So this is the Octopus Girl. Octopus Girl was translated into English, so some of you might know Octopus Girl. This is the whole full set, 1 through 4 of Octopus Girl, J for 50. He was so cute and young then. I met him earlier this year, bought an original piece off of him. And of course, Octopus Girl is a classic of Yamazaki's. And again, all the stuff we're gonna make live on the website. If it's not claimed here, it'll go up live over there. Hino's work is on point. This cover is wild. And you know what I like from Hino? He did some sci-fi horror, which is really cool. So if you search Hino on the website, you can find a couple of them. Just search Hino sci-fi and you'll find a couple books that he put out that were like weird. The one where some kids go to the 4th dimension. It's got dinosaurs in it. It's got aliens in it. Pretty cool stuff. But that is Octopus Girl right there. J for 50. I had to throw in one Minoru Kuroda, which I have a lot of Kuroda up on the website. He did this series. It's a 6-volume set, all independent. It's not like one story, but the Kuroda stuff always has great covers. Like, look at that foot. Why does the toe have faces? What's the bug with the hair doing? Why is there a face on the leg? I don't know. I just don't know. It's weird. But all of his stuff, it's a combination of psychedelic, horror, and sexy. Lots of sexy stuff going on in there. And that is K for 30. And I had this Umez set up on the website for $38, but I dropped it down to 28 because it's not in the best condition, to be honest. But this Akita Comics series has the best covers of Kyofu, or Fear, that I've ever seen. This Fear set is amazing. And I know this has been translated into English, but if you're a huge Umez fan like I am, I have these in my personal collection too, basically just for the covers, because the covers are amazing. Just great covers. And so 28 for L. And remember, if you want to come back to this video, we're gonna hard post this video here on YouTube, and we'll also hard post it over on Patreon after the live. So if you want to go back through the video and take a look at stuff again, or go over the website and look at the insides of stuff after we make those all live over there, then you can do it. But a couple more manga, and then we'll get into some magazines. Yeah, I'll just stack them. Let's see. Yes, no, not the people behind Saiko Kaburagi herself. So her mother dies. She's a horror mangaka, Kaburagi, and her mother dies, and she left her mother in the closet of her house, the corpse. Finally, it started stinking so much that the police went, and she got arrested for abandoning a corpse illegally, is what the charge is here in Japan. So not only is she a horror mangaka, but she is a horrific person herself. A lot of times when this happens, it's because they're trying to collect the Social Security from the mom who has died. All right, another Hino Hideshi, of course, Circus Kitan, you know, the bizarre circus. Everyone loves the circus, you know, the son's stuck to the mother's hand, you know, there's some like demon stuff going on, a bunch of circus freaks. One of my favorite Hino Hideshis, so I had to throw it up in here. M for 45. And one more manga. Recently, the homie Ryan Holmberg translated Light of the Moon? Light of the Moon? Moonlight? The English title is like Light of the Moon or something like that, which by Hanawa Kazuichi Hanawa, which is an amazing, they did, Living the Line did an amazing job with it. He did an amazing job with it. And I found this just last weekend. This is 2007 Hanawa Kazuichi's collection of one-shots, self-selected collection of one-shots. And there's some great splash pages in this. I can jack it up.
Sure.
1 second, guys.
I got another claim on L as well.
1 sec. 1 sec. L.
Waiting for the stream up on my end.
L. 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 Yeah. 1 sec. Can you give me that paper right there? The other one?
Sure. Oh, we're back. We're back.
We are 1 sec camera. Here you go, Brandon. Here, let me crank up. It's hot here in Japan right now. It is so hot. It's been like, one day it was like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, like 42 degrees, but the real feel was 120. It's crazy hot here, so we're gonna crank up the AC so this camera doesn't overheat again. There we go. We are back. If it happens again, I'll just do this. 1 sec camera. 1 sec camera. Hey. All right, thanks for the claim on L. Who claimed L? Who claimed L? Ah, Stonkberry, thank you. I'll just throw the claims over here, Brandon. All right, so that's all the horror manga we have. Yeah, of course, we'll have it all. Thank you, Parker. It's the humidity that gets you, Evan. You are right, and you know well. It's crazy hot, man, and I swear, this year's the hottest ever. And well, as my wife said, this is probably the coolest year we'll ever see again. Unfortunately, well, maybe I'll go back through these all here in a little bit. Towards the end, but let's move on because I got some rad magazines. Yosh. Man, Taco Girl. Signed Maeda Toshio, Invasion. Demon Beast Invasion. Yoju Kyoshitsu. Hino Hideshi, Yasura, Inuki Kaneko, Kandamori. Humidity isn't good for books. It was so hot some days that I was leaving the aircon on here all night. Not just on low all night, just to control the temperature of this place. Selling books is not an easy endeavor, my friends. We can agree to disagree, but the Terminator is horror. It's a psychopath. It's a serial killer. You know, he's going around just murdering everyone. And I found this one, the Terminator album. Oh, for 42 bucks. All about the Terminator. This must have been released around 85? 84. Wait, AD 84 is when the movie takes place. Amazing. That looks like John Cena. Weird. I've been watching wrestling documentaries lately, that Netflix series or whatever. Oh man. But it's all about the stop motion, the makeup and effects. Look at that. So sick. Oh, for 42 for the Terminator. This is an amazing book. $45 special makeup effects. Check it out. You got thriller on there. Got tons of horror in here. And it's like a guide to not all of the techniques, but different techniques for applying makeup in film. And it covers not just foreign stuff, but some Japanese stuff as well. Yeah, there you go. Cat monster in Motoko Arai. So if you're into special effects and stuff like that, that's rad. V-Zone. I cannot find V-Zones for the life of me anymore. But the other day, Brandon and I were out with the homie Scheme, and I found a couple things. I found this special makeup effects mag, and I found a V-Zone magazine. This is V-Zone 5, Q for 58, and of course V-Zone is the ultimate 80s guide to horror and gore. Ugh. So much gore. Day of the Dead. I'm kind of scared to open up some of these pages though, because Nightmare on Elm Street, once in a while there'll be a booby in there, and YouTube does not like that. And another thing I was out trying to, that's V-Zone for 58 bucks. The letters, oh, okay, oatmeal. So like if you want, say, for example, if you want Friday the 13th Part 3 3D movie pamphlet, just put claimed R. Claimed R. Or if you want V-Zone, just put in claimed Q. It's easier than to try to type in the name, you know? That's kind of why we do it. Plus some of the names are in Japanese and it's kind of hard. So if you want to claim something, just put in the letter of what you want to claim and say claim. I got a few horror movie pamphlets here. I put them all for 13 bucks each. We got Friday the 13th Part 3 3D. And that was claimed. Thank you. I've got Fright Night S 13. I only chose the ones that yo, what's up, Ivan from Brazil? Hello from Brazil. Got some homies down there in Brazil. Goblin, but it's weird. In Japanese, they call it gabarin, not goblin, like you're supposed to. I don't know why they changed the name, but Goblin is a rad one. 13 bucks. The Inferno, not the 66, was it 1966? Not the old black and white one, but the 1979 color one. The Inferno, or Hell, Jigoku in Japanese. U for 13. T claimed. Edgar. There you go. You like the movie pamphlets. I pulled out all the horror ones and I found a couple more horror ones that I could find. So the U, also $13. And of course you have to have Poltergeist in there. Poltergeist V for 13. T-U-V, T, claimed. And that's some of the horror stuff. I'm gonna show you guys a few manga magazines, and then we're gonna we'll take just a short drink break so that I can pound an energy drink, and then we'll get right back at it with all of the Halloween magazines and a couple of art books at the end. But just one or two more things really quick, and then we'll hit that Halloween stuff. So I got Suspiria magazine. It's a 90s horror manga magazine. This one features Inuki Kaneko, Hino Hideshi, Echo Echo Azarak 2 by Koga Shinichi, and so many other artists, mangaka in here. I think there's over 700 pages in this. No, over 600, like 620 pages. It's kind of wild. But so much content in these old Suspirias. W for 80. And the print quality is sick. This is Echo Echo Azarak 2, the red one. I think there's some Tanima Yumeji in here maybe. I'd have to double check. You have some color splash pages as well. And this is the Hino Hideshi. Hino got a color page, of course. It's a little bit different than his usual style. Sometimes they switch it up. And that is W for 80. And XY? Why did I do it like this? This is a Halloween magazine supplemental, and it's for Karura Mao. Karura Mao is Nagakubo Takakazu. It's the series that he did, which is a super popular series in Halloween magazine. This was a special edition that they put out, X for 30. And one more that's not a Halloween magazine, but another Suspiria. Suspiria put out two different versions. They put out these smaller, thick bunko kombini bonds, and then they put out these big magazines that are the same size as Halloween magazine. This one features Keiko Saiko, who is a famous horror mangaka of the time, and a bunch of other people. That cover's pretty sick though. Look at this creeper dude. Throwing the sword, sticking the swords in the little girl. Remember, all this horror was made for young girls. Yo, what up, Argentina? I have some friends in Argentina too. So we do ship to South America, guys, just not through the website, unfortunately, because it's expensive to ship to South America. So if there's ever anything you want and you live in Argentina, Brazil, etc., just DM me, get a hold of us via email or on Instagram. Maybe send some screenshots of the stuff you're interested in, and I can get you a price quote for shipping. Suspiria, why? $40. And my fine friends, let's take a break and we'll get into those Halloween magazines. 2 minutes. All right, we are back, my friends. I had to get a little bit of a, it's a little parched. Had to get a little beverage going, stuff like that. Take a little break, cool off this camera, get a fan set up. Hopefully the camera doesn't shut down on us again. But this is a learning process for us. We're doing better now than we were doing before. Yo, what's up? What's up, what's up? No one claiming that Morikanda was wild. That is true, my friend, because I have every Morikanda manga ever made. I even have an original page that he drew for me because I hit him up. He sits at home now with his cats and makes musical instruments by hand. Yeah, wild, huh? I don't think he draws. No, he does some digital manga, but it's like really simple 4-panel stuff, like 4 or 6-panel stuff. I got a 6-panel cute little horror page from him, but Morikanda is awesome. All right, let's get into these Halloween magazines. I'm gonna warn you guys, these aren't cheap. None of them are cheap. The cheapest we're gonna get is maybe 75 bucks or something on these because I found a lady that had an insane collection. I went back 3 times to dig and cherry pick through her Halloween magazines. These are all from the late 80s to the early 90s. A lot of them have Junji Ito, and I had to go back 3 times because it's so damn hot here in Tokyo. And of course I'm buying other books too. I could only carry about, 8 at a time, 9, 10 at a time. So, and also it takes a long time to cherry pick through them and find the ones that have the key players in them, because some Halloween issues didn't have the key players in them, and we want the ones with Junji Ito, and we want the ones with Saiko, and all these like classic mangaka from the early 90s. Premiere issue number 1, first issue ever released. Perfect, great, all of these are in great condition for a 1980s, 1990s horror magazine. January 1986, Halloween magazine, monthly Halloween magazine was launched. This girl, my wife looked up her name and we couldn't find any other information on her, but I do remember Boogeyman. Boogeyman has Ochazuke Nori and some other mangaka in it, and I remember that she's on the cover of both of these. These I sell online for about, I think, 48 bucks or something like that. I'll throw it in for free with this because these were done at the same photo shoot. Look, hair's the same, dress is the same, but this one we got the dead doll, and in this one we got her holding the book. This is a hard one to find. You probably will never find this again. It's insane. First issue of Halloween magazine. Monthly Halloween. And I'm just gonna start yanking them and just keep on going through them. Remember, if you wanna claim, A2, claim, B2, claim, C2, claim in the chat below. We ship to Sweden, yes, thank you, Brandon. DHL Express usually gets there in like 3 days, 4 days. DHL's so rad, it's so fast. This is a key issue of Halloween magazine because it has Junji Ito's Soichi's Diary in it, which is an amazing story. If you remember Soichi, candles on the head, nails in the mouth, one of his most classic characters. I mean, Tomie, number 1, Soichi, number 2 by far. Keep on going through the Halloweens. I have 18 Halloween magazines here. This one also features, what did they call it in English? Junji Ito's, what was it? Junji Ito's House of Horrors. House of Horrors, maybe, was the English translation? If somebody, the whole series, I think that the whole series is, it's like 16 manga here or something like that. A2 got claimed Soichi's Diary. Since you claimed it, I'll just give you a little sneak peek really quick so you guys can see the inside of one, because I'm not gonna go through the inside of all of them. Page 91. Soichi's Diary. Soichi running around being a big time creeper. I think there's one, I have one too of his, like him messing with his sister, wrapping tentacles around her. I don't want to mess with it too much because it's been claimed. But Junji Ito in magazine form is the best. Here you go, Brandon. We'll just keep it going, guys. Monthly Halloween magazine C2, 85. This one does not contains Junji Ito, but contains a bunch of other amazing horror mangaka. Again, if you want, go on eBay, go on whatever Buy or whatever third-party thing that you use, America's Mercari or something like that, and you will not find these Halloween magazines. I was surprised to find them. And I was surprised to find one collector that had so many. It's insane. The covers are great too. Werewolf Man or like Haunted Samurai Man. D2 135. Let's see who's in this one. Ochazuke Nori, Jet. Who's that other guy? Kubo. I'll just start putting them over like this. Oh, this is one of my favorite covers too. This also contains, this one's from 1992 September. This also contains Soichi, Junji Ito, another key issue. And the motorcycle girl with the skeleton on the back, amazing. Yeah, Soichi character design is the one that sticks out for sure. For sure, Frankie. Yeah, it's so rad. This one, The Murderous Witch. I should have put more notes on these about what's in each of them, but I love this cover. This cover is good. F2 for 175. Lost Children by Jet, Tommy. God, these back covers, even the back covers are really cool. Remember, Ring, Grudge, all of those horror movies that came out in the early 90s, those created the huge horror boom in Japan, and Halloween magazine was riding that wave, my friends. Dude, our logo was blocking the price. Another more Halloween magazine. This one, well, I'll put these ones up together because this is Junji Ito's Photo, or Shashin in Japanese, part 1, and Photo Shashin in Japanese, part 2. 11 and 12 of 1989, so it's early Junji Ito stuff. And I believe that there was just 2 parts to that story. So if you got both of these, maybe I'll even hook up a discount if somebody wants both, because you kind of want to have them together. But these Christmas issues, rad. Horror Santa is always amazing. And one of my favorite horror movies of all time, retail sticker price on them when they came out in the 80s and 90s, like 400 yen, something like that. I guess with tax back then, 5%, 420 yen. They were so cheap. But the thing is people throw away magazines here in Japan. So that's why finding first appearance of One Piece, first appearance of Dragon Ball, first appearance of Hokuto no Ken, Fist of the North Star, they're so hard to find because most people read the magazines and throw them in the trash. If I go out early on a Thursday morning, I can walk around my neighborhood and just find all of the manga magazines for the week just sitting out in the trash. Although technically, it's illegal to take them. That's why you gotta get out there early, my friends, if you want them. But I don't really do that anymore. Basket case. Yeah, man, this is one of the best covers of Halloween magazine ever. And of course, they were advertising basket case in this. 135 I2. And I have one more stack of these. And you know, we're gonna have these all up on the website as soon as we finish this live. So if you wanna see the insides of these, then you can head on over to japanbookhunter.com after the live. It's a big stack. All right, some more Junji Ito. This one is Neck Hallucination by Junji Ito. And there's more in here. Yamada, some other horror mangaka. And of course, you know, what do I want to say? The price always depends on how key the issue is. Somebody got the basket case. Edgard, thank you. This is an amazing issue. I mean, look at this, is a basket case. And remember, if you haven't ordered from us before, even if you have ordered from us before, be sure to at least hit me up a DM or shoot us an email just so that, but Brandon's keeping a nice list over here of everyone who's claiming. So we have your information. Just if you haven't ordered before, we don't have your shipping address and stuff like that. So, but we will get at you. Murderous Ghost Samurai, K2 for 100. Also includes Jet and a bunch of other people in here. There's no way that I could go through and memorize everyone who's in all 18 of these. I just kind of had to go through and take a look at them. Oh, there's some Junji Ito in here too. This one has Papa's Heart, Chichi no Kokoro. Papa's Heart in it, Father's Heart. Oh no, not that one. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit trying my best here. One of the few illustrated covers of Monthly Halloween, April 1993. I think in the later years, they started to do some illustrations on the covers. L2 for 100. And 1 second, I'm going to do. There we go, no glare, my friends. Check out this hand. Sick, sick. The Haunted Hand. M2 for 85. Another 93. So yeah, 93, that's when we get in the illustrated covers. N2 for 85. This includes the a 60-page Junji Ito one-shot. So it's from, no, not one shot, sorry. Shinrensai means first appearance of this story from this series, which is it's not House of Horrors, man. God, what was the horror theater? Theater of Horror? I don't know what the English title was. Dude, the covers are rocking. The covers are so cool, Oliver. Dig them the most, man. And I'll be honest with you, like, this doesn't sell, I'm keeping it. A couple of the other key ones that don't sell, I'm keeping them. I'll just hang on to them for a few years, enjoy them, and then maybe sell them sometime down the road. Another 93. And N2 claimed. Oh, hey, Strongberry, getting a stack. Hell yeah. Yeah, this is a great one. And also, like I was saying, the Shinrensai, or the first appearance of this story by Junji Ito, is always rad to have. Another 93 with the illustrated cover, P2 for 85. This one does not contain Junji Ito, that's why it's a little bit more reasonable. And then our final Halloween magazine. This one, unfortunately, the cover has a little bit of damage on it, on her face there, but this also has a 60-page one-shot. Yomikiri means you read it and it's done. Just a one-shot by Junji Ito. So if you want some Junji Ito at a more reasonable price, because of the little bit of wear on the cover right here, 75 bucks, Junji Ito, Halloween magazine, 1994. All right, that's all of the Halloween magazines that we have, my friends, but I do have about 8 other little books here that we will go through. And remember, all this stuff will be up on japanbookhunter.com after the sale. Wow, so many books. And we'll be out of here in about, 5-10 minutes here, but what's more horrifying than horror manga? Than weird cults that kill their members and sarin gas bomb the subways of Tokyo in 1996, which would be Asahara Shoko Q2. Q. Let me pull it out really quick. I'll get it for you. Some affordable Junji Ito. Hell yeah. I have a bunch of these. So I collected an Ohm Shinrikyo, like Asahara Shoko, the cult, the horrible cult. I collected a bunch of this stuff in the past. I find these cassette tapes and I just made a bunch of bootlegs of them. I have a bunch of them up on the website, $20 each. Just search Asahara and you can see a bunch of them. Some of them are him giving speeches, some are him singing, some of them are meditation. They're really weird, my friends. One of them's like a spaghetti western song that he's singing. Very weird stuff, but we got a bunch of these bootlegs, horrifying bootlegs up on japanbookhunter.com. If you're interested in any of them, hop on over there. And our last stack of books. Yo! What time is it, Brandon?
4 minutes to 12.
4 minutes to 12. See, I try to keep these at an hour. I think we're gonna keep it right at 1 hour. Bizarre Mystery, Kaiki Mystery. I love these children's books. This is Junior Champion course. And it's a children's guide from the early 70s about all things horror. Illustrations, guides. I have a few kinds of books like hauntings. These are really cool books. And some famous artists in some of them too, like Koga Shinichi or Ito Hikozo. And they're illustrated stories about yokai, monsters, and various, like look at that yokai dude. Uroku Rokubi, the famous yokai. But I love collecting late 60s and early 70s children's guides to the horrifying things like the afterlife, monsters, and as we'll see in the next one, hell. This is the Encyclopedia of Hell, and it's a guide to all things that will happen to you when you go to hell, if you go to hell. Illustrations in these. And lots of color. Japanese demons, peeling the skin off of people. Remember, these are for children, for the kids. Just burning in hell, people burning in hell. Snakes, I guess there's snakes in hell. There's all kinds of fun stuff in hell. Brandon, it's for the kids, man. For the kids. I did want to bust out one Kashihon. Remember, Kashihon were the old rental books that ran from like the late 50s into the mid 60s. You would go to a store and you would check them out for like 30 yen. You could check out a manga magazine, a manga book, or a manga or a book or something, and go home and read it, and then bring it back a few days later because people couldn't afford to buy books. And their paper quality is usually much better because they are in the hands of tons of kids. And this one features Kojima Goseki, who did Lone Wolf and Cub, Ibara Yoshimi, Koga Shinichi, Eko Eko Azarak, Hama Shinji. Just so many of those horror mangaka in their early careers. And this is a special issue. It's like a double issue for the 100th issue of Kaidan. Kaidan means ghost story. So we have this. If you want to see more of the insides of this, we'll have it up on japanbookhunter.com after this. And you can't do horror without having some Mizuki Shigeru in there. U2 for 65 bucks. This is a guide to yokai. So you have illustrations with explanations of the yokai ghost. And of course, you know, hundreds, if not thousands of yokai were documented by Mizuki Shigeru. And the illustrations are amazing. The haunted dead son that comes back. Whoa. Kakashigami. Karogami. I've read so many of these books. Look at that ghetto. That's a cute one. I wouldn't mind having that in my house. You two for 65. And just 2 more books, my friends, and we will wrap this up. One is, of course, Hanawa Kazuichi and Suehiro Maruo's Bloody Ukiyo-e, or Bloody Woodblock Print, based off of the original 28 woodblock prints by Yoshitoshi and Yoshihiko. And the good thing about this edition, unlike most editions, is in the back, and let me make sure there's none of that. Somewhere in here there's that mustachioed man, the bad man in here, and we don't want to show that dude. Not here on YouTube, man. But in the back of it, you also get the originals. It's the only edition that did this because it's the first edition. And I had it up on the website for $100, but for the sale here live on YouTube, $90 is fine. And then finally from the pop-up exhibition, the new Ume's Kazuo dissection book. Big dissection. I haven't even opened this yet. This is the first time for me to see it. Of course, this is in memorial to Ume's because he passed away. Oh, Chicken George. Hell yeah. Woo. My name is Shingo. I've collected and read almost every Drifting Classroom, every Ume's tankobon that has ever been published. My collection is insane, to be honest. Oh, God's left hand, devil's right. Opening scene, claim W2. And I do have 2 of these. Woo! Yeah, I have 2 of these in stock. And actually, I'm gonna try to go back to the pop-up, get some extra large shirts to stock up on the website. So if I do that, I'll pick up a couple more of these to have them on the website so that everyone can enjoy them too. You know, at the end of these things, usually I'll go back through all of the books, you know, in case people joined late, but we've already been going an hour, my fine friends. We're gonna get these all up on japanbookhunter.com for you. If you're watching this later and there's a bunch of stuff not claimed, then hop on over the website. You can also hit me up in my DMs on Instagram. That's the easiest way to catch me, or you can email us at info@japanbookhunter.com. Ooh, Brandon. Yeah, that was a good one. That was fun, man. And thank you everyone who joined the chat. You guys are all amazing. Without you guys, we wouldn't be living the dream over here, collecting rad manga, rad art books, and slanging them to people that otherwise don't have access to them. If you're ever out here in Japan, hit us up. We do let people come visit the shop and come pick stuff up, but you must make an appointment, my friends, in advance, you know, because we're in here hustling every day, trying to find more books and slang more books. Yeah, man, Famicom, thanks. Thanks for the claim, and thanks for being you, man. Thanks for being you. Oh, dude, maybe text me. I have an extra Daisuke Ichiba t-shirt that's too big for me. It's an XL, and I wear an L. Or it's XL. I mean, I put it up and I'm like, dude, it's just too big for me, but I know that you're a fan, so DM me if you want that. I'll hook you up with a good price. Thank you, it was fun. Yeah, I like showing off the books. I mean, it's less about selling and it's more about showcasing these amazing artists that otherwise don't get showcased. This is what I'm here for, my friends. All right, we're gonna wrap it up, and until next time,